Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to send my condolences to the family of Bucky Curtis. Uh, Vanderbilt, great, and who played here in the late 40s, early 50s. Vanderbilt Hall of Famer, and he will be missed. I wrote Bucky uh, consistently, over the years. Every week when I send something out to our alums, and I would hear from him and from time to time, and so that loss was felt in the Vanderbilt community. So our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Um, it's Gator Week, and we find ourselves getting ready to line up versus the Florida Gators. A really good football team, and our football team right now is in the midst of working itself and where we want to be. Coming off a tough loss versus South Carolina, you understand, what you did, what you didn't do. Today was a good practice. We were able to get back to work, really try to polish and get into the details of the schemes, so we can get ourselves ready to head down to the Swamp and play a great game. Excited about the opportunity. Again, games are learning lessons. This group is learning as we go. Obviously, we lost our quarterback in that ball game. Unfortunately, early in that game was going exactly the way we saw it going. And, unfortunately, for us to lose Riley early in that ball game, we weren't able to bounce back, from his loss and try to steer that game in a different direction. But, but some good things coming out of that ball game. I thought our defense hung in there and played strong. This group continues to grow up and play better. Special teams, was solid. Just continually need to grab, what's there for us, and be opportunistic. And that's what we're set to do this week. So as we get into it, I look forward to seeing what this week holds, because it's another opportunity.
What's the update on Kalijah? Will he be available at Florida?
Kalijah's ready to go. Met with Kalijah on Sunday. He's ready to play. Let's ride.
And your injured quarterbacks, can you give any update on those two guys?
Yeah, those guys, right now are still in protocol. I don't expect either one of those guys back this week. So, I'll be playing, Deuce Wallace and Alan Walters. Those will be our quarterbacks, and we'll have a third quarterback, ready to go.
What's that like in practice, getting those guys ready? Do you need to tweak the offense any? Do you kind of just plug and play with those two guys? How has the offense changed?
Well, the offense changes just a little bit, because I think both of those guys have a little more mobility, in terms of what it looks like. So, we're gonna have to tweak it just a little bit, but the mainframe of what we do, is still there. I think with these guys too, as I've seen both of these guys move around and what they could do, it gives us an opportunity, I believe, to take advantage, of some other options in our offense. And so what we got to be able to do is just make sure it fits them, it fits our guys, it gets the ball to our playmakers, and obviously, we got to be able to run the ball, but throw the ball effectively in order to stay on the field and give ourselves a chance to score points.
What sort of steps do you take to keep some continuity when you are going through a bunch of different quarterbacks?
You know what? I went through this in year one, a little bit, just in terms of the quarterback carousel. And, it's not where you want to be, but sometimes it's where you are. And so with that, just talking to these guys about, again, just making sure, that they invest in the reps. The only way that you can tell as a coach, what works is by making sure guys give everything that they have to every rep. So that way you can say, hey, look, it fits what we're doing, it fits what he can do, and that's what we're talking about right now. Just being very intentional about how we practice and focusing on the details.
How will you decide how you work it out with Wallace and Walters?
Right now, with those guys, there are enough reps, for both of these guys, especially on a Tuesday and Wednesday practice. You got to hone in on a Thursday. I'll have a better idea on Thursday, and we'll find out on Saturday who's starting.
Do you expect both, though, to play?
They're both going to have to be up. Somebody's going to start, somebody's going to back up. So I'll see how it goes throughout the week, and then we'll make a determination as we line up on Saturday.
Protocol is obviously not in the coach's hands, but how do you communicate that? How do you communicate with the medical staff? Is it check in every day on the guys? How do you get word of that?
It's every day. like once we're back here, man, you can check in, pretty much every day with those guys. Boz will give me a report. Tom Bossing, our head athletic trainer, will give me a report in the morning, and then we'll talk after practice, because I think, it's what we are going into practice, and then it's really what we are coming off the field. And so with that, we've got a couple of guys, like Frank Coppett just had surgery, so he's done for the year. He just had knee surgery, and he'll come back for a 5th year. So that's a good update, for us, and we'll get Frank back next year because he played in 4 games this year, so he's got an opportunity to come back. But, like with that, when guys have surgeries, I know when guys are having surgeries, and as guys are getting better, I try to check in with Boz normally 3 times a day, morning, after practice, and then like in the evening to see what guys have been for treatment and see where we're at.
Defense has shown a lot of improvement in the last 2 games. When you look at them and evaluate them, are you seeing kind of the unit as one thing figured out, or are you seeing individual players a big difference between early in the season and late?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. I think collectively as a core, they're getting better, because I think rush and coverage work together. So, for us as a defense, and it always starts with the front 7, in terms of what they do, in terms of being able to stop the run and trying to slow down the run. And, getting off the field on 3rd down is a combination of pass rush and coverage. I think in that ball game, what we were able to do was limit big explosives, balls, big balls going over the top. We gave up a couple of explosives in that game, a 25-yard pass, I think, late to Edwards, and with some passes on, long 2nd downs, and maybe 1 or 2 on 3rd down. But the reality is, it all works together. I think what I've tried to, convey to this group is this: if we individually are greedy in practice about, taking our reps and being intentional, okay, not only do they get better, but the unit gets better. And that's what you got to convey to everybody. Offense, defense, special teams. It's got to be a team mindset. Be greedy about the work that you get. You only get so many opportunities, to do this. So when you take the field, get it all. Be greedy so we can grade you, we can coach you, we can look at it and say, man, what corrections need to be made. And I think the guys, like even in the midst of where we are, I think guys are taking the coaching. And I think that's the greatest part of what you want to see as a coach. Be coachable, take the coaching, man, and let's be a one-take team. Let's be a team that can, make the adjustment, okay, man, move to the side and not make the same mistake twice.
Walters has been in scout team. Does he know y'all's offense well enough? Can he speed up that quickly?
He does, man, because, a year ago, man, he was in a role where he was up. So, the reality is, he's gone through, everything that we've gone through in terms of adjustments, what we do, how we work. He's been in the system long enough. He's been through spring ball. So, the idea that this is new to him is not. And the one thing that I've seen from Allen, in the last month is just, like how he's competed. His energy level has been through the roof. And like for him, I think it was just confidence. I think you come into college, you find yourself, trying to find your way. There's guys ahead of you. You come in with a chip on your shoulder, and then all of a sudden, like the chip gets knocked off, and sometimes you lose your confidence. And like for him, it's been a year in the making. And when you saw it turn on, the light really turned on. In terms of how he would come in and operate and watch film and really start to study film and ask questions. He started asking me more questions. He started asking his position coach more questions, and that's when a guy is starting to turn the corner. And so for him, it's never been a wonder about his talent. It was just about the maturity. And right now, I think he's in a good place. And when opportunity knocks, man, you got to be ready.
When the vertical passing game is struggling like it did after Riley went down in South Carolina, what can you do schematically to maybe still kind of give the threat of a pass, maybe shorter dump downs, anything like that?
I think you got to hit shots. We didn't dumb it down with Mo, man. We took shots, and Mo connected. And like the reality is, man, you got to connect. Deuce has got to connect. Allen's got to connect. I saw some of that today in practice. There's opportunities. Okay, you just got to make sure, you put the ball, where it's catchable. When throwing foul balls doesn't help you. Give a guy an opportunity and watch a guy make a play. We've got a couple of 6'4" receivers. We've got guys, man, that got good hands. We got guys that can separate. Get back, give those guys a chance, and let those guys make plays for you. Doesn't have to be a perfect ball. You just got to put it in a good spot.
Talk about Elijah McAllister. How has he improved? What kind of player is he with this ceiling?
Yeah, I think Elijah McAllister is just starting to scratch the surface. When you look at, you know, how he's played this year, you know, it started with, you know, minimal snaps, and, you know, he continues to climb as guys have been injured and gone down. You know, he's continued to step up. So it's no surprise to me, you know, what Elijah can do. That's why we recruited him. I just think now, you know, he came in here as a 230-pound, you know, outside backer. Now, you know, he's 262 pounds. You know, man, what a difference, you know, a couple of off seasons, you know, can make for a guy. And it's about development. I think James Dobson's done a really good job, but I think he's done a better job of being intentional about his reps. Again, you know, when guys get greedy about the reps and guys, you know, really start to understand that they gotta put it on tape, the confidence comes from coaches, you know, man, to play those guys. And the better they get, the better we get.
Couple more questions?
You talked to Jerry about maybe getting some of the playmakers more involved in the passing game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's got to be on display this week. This is the week that we have. You know, I mean, I sat in, you know, on Sunday, on Monday, and, you know, even today, and when I get back over there, you know, everybody says, okay, well, he's a defensive coach. Okay, well, I'm a defensive coach, man, but I spent 14 years on the offensive side of the ball. So, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, generally what I talk to those guys about is, you know, schematics and what defenses are doing and how they're trying to attack you and what it looks like. That's why I think at times, man, you've been able to see guys get open, okay? But now what we got to do is be consistent, you know, at what we do in terms of, you know, like how we put guys in position, how we, you know, game matchups, how we attack zones, and really how we go after man coverage. This is going to be a ball game where, you know, we have to attack Florida, man. We can't sit back and just say, okay, we're going to run the ball. You know, man, at Florida, run the ball down Florida's throat, man. We got to be able to get the ball to playmakers. We are going to take shots, okay? I mean, it's got to be part of the formula, and, you know, I mean, I'm excited about it because in this moment, we know that we have to be better. We know that we've got to, you know, put it out there for those guys and let those guys, man, go get it. So that's what we're going to do.
Is Pink being taken away a little bit more in coverage than he was a year ago?
You know, part of it is, you know, man, Pink has been, you know, been targeted. I mean, hey, look, you know, with Elijah not in the game this weekend, it's a little easier to, you know, man, focus on Pink. You know, you need those guys to play off each other. You also need other guys to step up. Cam Johnson's had a great year. I think Cam's coming into the best part of what he can do. And I think with that being said, we need Bostic, and we need Chris Pierce, man. We need everybody. We need all our guys. All these guys, you know, man, can make plays. So when they can make plays and they can be viable targets, what happens is we open up the middle of the field.
One more question? Coach, thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I've got two students